on. But anyway, Marcy, awesome job, girl. You're amazing. Love you to death. Christy, if you ever make me cry again, we're going to have some words. You were amazing. And Rebecca, thanks for sharing about our wonderful products. And Steve, I'm honored to be on this call and take a few minutes to be able to speak to these guys from this platform. So what I want to do, you guys, I'm going to take you on a little journey back in time, and I want to compare the opportunity we had versus the opportunity that you have today. Because I think your opportunity today is way better than the one that we had, but I wouldn't change a thing. And so let me start with this. Back in 2008, the economy crashes. And the one thing I learned about network marketing is they flourish in good economies and they flourish in bad economies. But when things happen in the world, like a crash in an economy or like what's going on right now, the masses get affected by it and they become very open-minded. And that is a good thing when we're trying to build a foundation. And that's what I want to talk to you about, is how important your foundation is, how important it is to get it done quickly, and what the results are 10 years later, okay? So listen to the story, you guys. There's a lot of information and details in this that I think will help simplify this opportunity for you in something that we, by nature, overcomplicate. Like we overcomplicate this whole thing because of all of the information and all the things available to us. So here we are, 2009, we get started. The company is in a pre-launch. So we have 90 days to sign people up before they get charged. And what I want you guys to understand, those 90 days are when Tyler and I did all our sponsoring. We've probably sponsored less than 5 since that time. All our sponsoring happened in those first 90 days. And the reason why we stopped sponsoring in the 90 days is because here's how the numbers went. We enrolled about 40 to 50 people. And it was 13, 15 hours. We didn't sleep for those 90 days. And what we were looking for was people that wanted to do what we're doing right now. And so when the 90 days come up, half of the people quit before it even happened. And out of the other, we worked with the other half for 3 years without any sleep. I think I slept in my bed maybe a couple dozen times over a 3-year period. So we ran, because in the other half, so let's say there was 50, 25, we got to work with 25. And so during those 3 years, we built our foundation in the first 90 days, got everything into place. And then we started working. Out of the other 25, there were people that stood up that wanted to run with us and ran. So we assisted them in helping build their foundation, okay? And so with that being said, out of 50 people enrolled, 11 people built the business or led us to people that built the business, and that built 2 Pro10 positions. Now, let me back up. When we got started, we had an ABC video clip, and for the first year, we were getting our products at GNC. No, I'm just kidding. For the first 90 days, we did, because we weren't shipping product when they revamped the company. So GNC was selling our products for over a year. I don't know exact dates. So we competed with them for the first year. So this is the environment that we're sponsoring people in. Also, we only had Pro10. We didn't have any of the other products at that time. Just Pro10, ABC Pro10. No peer review studies, 0. We had none. And I remember talking to the CEO. He said, look, in the video it says in 5 years they're going to start producing those peer reviews. It's been 5 years now. We expect the first one to come out in a few months. I don't know if it's going to be positive or negative. We didn't know. And here's the other parameter. People that were number oriented, like they understood numbers and they could read financials. If they read the financials, they advised us to run because the company was losing money. So this is our opportunity back then. So for the 3.5 years, we assisted in helping those people that wanted to build their business, build their foundation, which built our foundation. Now, We taught them principles and behaviors, not techniques. Techniques change. Everybody's different. So your technique will develop by doing that. So we went for 90 days on a sponsoring frenzy and didn't stop. We found people that are ready to run. And then the 25 that quit, you guys, I didn't bother them again because I was spending 13 hours a day working and doing meetings and helping those people. So we focused on the people that wanted to. So there's a difference. A lot of us will sponsor a handful of people and then we'll sit on them for the rest of our lives trying to get them to become something they're not going to become. And so my advice is keep sponsoring until you find people that want to do what you're doing. And the way they do it, it's not what they say, it's by their actions. Okay, so I hope I painted a good picture about that. It was just, and I love it, you guys. I wouldn't change anything because I'm going to share a little bit now of the results of that 90-day sponsoring frenzy because I want you to walk away from here going, there's a lot of information. There's a lot of things to tell people. But your goal is you need to sponsor people until you find people that will actually do what you're doing. So after 3.5 years, just a little over 3 years, we hit Pro10. Now, those 11 people led to 2 Pro10 positions. So I'm going to talk about the top position right now. Okay, we hit Pro10. At that time, there were 10 Pro10s in the company. Within our organization, 8 of them were in our downline, in both positions, somewhere in our downline. So this is the result of the 90-day sponsor and the 3 years. It got so bad one time for Tyler, they put him in the hospital because of exhaustion. Now, is it worth working that hard when you believe, like we believe, we had an opportunity? Even though there was a peanut gallery out there telling us the company's going out of business, the product's a scam, whatever you can imagine, whatever you hear today, we heard back then, but we didn't believe them. I quit listening to people a long time ago, you guys. When it comes to my family and what I believe I can do, that's where my focus was, and I stayed focused. Now, we didn't let up for 3 years. That is how we build our foundation, and we wanted to separate ourselves from the creation of our income, and the way you do that is by developing leaders. And so 8 Pro10s in your business, that's a pretty good stability mixed all around in that organization. Here's the best part. Here we are today. That top spot, you guys, has done well over $1 billion in sales. Over $1 billion worth of revenue has gone through that position. What a contribution to LifeVantage, that 90-day sponsoring spree, and also that 3 years of our heart and soul gone, not seeing our families. Like, we'd come home once in a while so the kids knew they had parents and to get a change of clothes. That was our mentality. So for the rest of our life, we could sleep in our bed, raise our kids, go to all the things that they do, participate in that, and enjoy our life. That's why I did this business, is I wanted those choices. And I believed, without a doubt, back then, 12 years ago, under all those circumstances, and I'm leaving a lot of stuff out, you guys, because of time. But for all that time, I did that because I wanted the choices that this industry will give you. That was motivating for me. So I had a why. Because we didn't know if it was going to work. We didn't know if it was the profit. The first year in business, if we didn't do $11 million that year, they were going to close the doors. And we did just barely over 11 million. The burn rate was about that. So there are so many little factors. So I paint that picture. Let's fast forward to today and let's look at the opportunity. First of all, we've got over 10 years of wonderful testimonies of how Pro10 alone has changed people's lives. We didn't have any of that back then. We still have the ABC Primetime, which I think is the most valuable tool on the market. It provokes conversation with anybody. We have companion products, Nerf 2 or Nerf 1. We've got NAD. We've got skincare. Rebecca, you did a great job talking about that. Not only just True Science, the anti-aging cream, but we got a full skincare. We got weight management. We got omega. We got probiotics. We have so many things. Peer-reviewed studies now. I don't even know what they are, but I know it's more than what we had because we had none. Patents. The company is publicly traded. It's transparent. Anybody you're talking to can see that we're not going out of business any soon. There has been a tragedy in the world today which creates opportunity. And that is the economy hasn't crashed, but the whole entire world came to a complete halt. And the masses, their eyes have been open like they've never been open before. Opportunity, like, let me put it this way. There's some of you that guys have been in here for a while, and you have these names lists that you've already gone through. Well, just like on your computer when you hit refresh, those names just refreshed. All those people on those lists just had the biggest eye-opener they ever have, and it's not done. And there's a lot of people that are struggling financially because of what's happened. Now we have a solution. Now remember, we did the sponsoring, and then we went and helped. We didn't sponsor and then sit on and try to hatch them. We went out and helped. You have, I believe this, and I believe it from day one. The moment I saw that ABC Crime Time, I had a moral responsibility to the world to show that to everybody I come in contact with. I just felt like I had that obligation because of the words it said, the reduction of oxidative stress, so on and so forth. And I still believe it today. So here we are. We're not a billion-dollar company yet. We're doing a couple $100 million. That means we're still a secret. So as it was a secret when we began, it's still a secret today. You guys have the whole world and platform. You have everything in your favor. Now, with all of this peer reviews and testimonies and all this product now, with all of that, you've got to be careful how you use it. Marcy said it the best. You don't use it to convince people to get involved. You use it to validate why they should get involved. And the way we handled things, you guys, is if somebody didn't want to build the business, they were customers. If they wanted to build the business, we ran with them. That's how we got our customers. And I'm not challenging. You got to remember, when you're not shipping product, it's hard to get a customer. The people that said, hey, I want to try the product, will say, well, we're going to start shipping products in 90 days. If you want, run up to GNC, and if they're not already sold out, you can get a bottle. Right then, you kill the whole deal because you're a network marketing company and you're competing with a retail store, if you know what I'm talking about. And so today, you guys have got an opportunity of a lifetime. And so what I was hoping to do was inspire a handful of you, if not a lot of you, to go out and start building that foundation and don't stop. Did you see how important that was for Tyler and I to get that foundation in place for what it's yielded today? Because if we would have never done that part, our yield today would have been a completely different story. Do you understand the opportunity that you have before you? Now, we didn't have any information to validate with people. We had a primetime video and a hope and a prayer that the first peer review was going to be positive. How were we able to sponsor people if we don't have all of that stuff? Because I decided that I was going to find, see, we teach work with 5 or more. Find 5 people that want to do what you're doing. We sponsored 25, half of them, 11 people built 2 Pro10 positions. Once we found those people, we ran with them and we didn't stop until it was done. We didn't hit Pro 7, Pro 8, Pro 9, and then take a break. We didn't stop till we hit Pro 10. And we've never stopped. We create leadership. We teach principles and behaviors. We allow people to learn their techniques, or through this quiver. We got this arrow quiver that has, like Marcy, you did a great job today. You were teaching techniques. We have now all these leaders that have had success in this business that we can look to for ideas that our personalities match to, if that makes sense. Because see, one glove does not work for everybody. There's not one thing that you're going to do and everybody's going to be able to do it. I tried to figure that out a long time ago. It doesn't work. I wasted a lot of freaking time trying to hatch people, trying to make people become something they didn't want to. And I found if I will just set their expectations correct in the beginning, tell them what's expected of them, and run with those people that their actions line up with their words. That's a trick right there. Sometimes we get hung up on words and we get all of our hopes and dreams based off of somebody's words. Their actions are not supporting it, but we want to believe the words so bad because we want to get there so bad that we get hung up in this little spiral, up in this loop. You guys, I don't care if you're brand new. I don't care if you've been in for a few years. You have an opportunity right now in this company to go out and build a fresh new foundation. And those of you that have downlines, go in your groups underneath, as far away from you can, from somebody that's being active, and help them build volume, help them structure their foundation, and then follow that, we call it taproot, but follow that down. And it's your responsibility. It's now time for you, for the leadership, the next level of leadership, to come together, make the decisions, and do it. Develop a work ethic, develop consistency, stay focused. Now, if I'm talking to some of you and this is way too much, you're right, it is. But remember, Marcell looks for people that want to do what he's doing right now. And every time I speak, I'm speaking to those people. So sometimes it's hard to listen to me when somebody ain't quite made that commitment yet, because you guys, I'm pretty straightforward. Marcy, I appreciate that about you too, because I care. I want you guys to have what we have. This has been the most amazing life that I could ever imagine. And being part of this company, here's another thing that we didn't have that you have today. We didn't have Darren Jensen. We had chaos and confusion. We had change. Well, I can't say that. We still have Change of the Month Club within the distributors. But we had the corporate was doing Change of the Month Club. Darren came in here years ago and set a path forward to get rid of all of our friction and create another platform for us to go out and do what we're supposed to do. Do you know what the company's really required to do is ship products on time and send us a check. That's if they, once they fulfill that, and then they do events to inspire our organizations, our group, and tie us all together. Anything above and beyond that is your responsibility. And so I hope this helps. And listen, I didn't get on here to offend. I told you guys what we did. I told you the results. Like, I'm still blown away. Over $1 billion in revenue, just out of one position. The other one's getting close to $500 million. And I did that. Tyler and I did that so that we could live the life that we chose to live. And see, I'm hoping that there's some of you on here that want more out of life, and what I said today might inspire you to quit worrying about all this noise around you and go out and sponsor, and don't stop until you find those that are willing to show this information to other people. And then you help them organize and gather that. And that's what we did. Tyler and I didn't create this. Tyler, in the very beginning, we did our part when our people got in. We did our part in helping develop them. The decisions that you make right now, how they affect you years down the road. We don't ever think about that. We don't understand it. But I just gave you a brief history, an overview of decisions and actions we took and what the results are today. And yet, all of you and everybody that's getting into this business has a way better opportunity than we had when we got started, and we're still a secret. What is that going to look like when we're $1 billion company? And how many Pro 9s will there be? And how many Pro 8s? And how many Pro 7s? If we can do that and get people involved, and we don't have any of this validating information like you guys have today, then you guys this should be a multi-billion-dollar company today with the gifts and all of the tools and all of the stuff that you've been given. And so maybe we need to reconsider on how we use that information and make this about an opportunity that is supported by the most amazing products. So I love you guys. I know we're a little bit over. I needed to take my 20 minutes too, but I love you panelists. Christy, seriously, you made me cry. And Steve, I love LifeVantage. I love this company. Darren Jensen, I trust that man with my life. The people that he's put in place, this opportunity hasn't been like this forever. And because of what's going on in the economy right now, you guys, people are open-minded and they will get in. They will get in somebody else's business if you don't go sponsor them. So thanks, buddy. Sorry, I got a little animated. I get so excited. This is just like starting over.
Hey, that is why you were a picture of consistency. Is the excitement from 10 years ago, you have even more. It feels like it just you can tell the confidence, you can tell the history and the way you speak, but you can still tell just how much more is left in front of Life Vantage. So I always appreciate being able to hear from you, Marcell.
Thank you, buddy. I appreciate it. I can appreciate the opportunity.